Rules are made for people to follow. More often than not, the same people who the rules are made for are found breaking those rules. The case of the royal rules for the royal family is not exempted. Several significant individuals spring to mind when we consider royal rule breakers, and King Charles is one of them. King Charles has been found guilty of breaking some of the royal rules. Let's go on an exciting journey as we spill out 7 rules that King Charles has broken. Number 1. Charles's role in the delivery room. The royal family has rules for every facet of their lives. There are specific rules guiding different aspects of their lives, and the delivery room is not left out. One of the rules every member of the royal family has to follow is to give birth to children at home, and their husbands should never be part of it. I see the surprise on your faces already. Yes, it's part of the demands of being part of the royal family. However, this rule stopped when Prince Charles, who is now king, was present for the delivery of his 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. The current direct successor to the throne was delivered in a hospital on June the 21st, 1982, making him the first royal ever to do so. He was welcomed by the couple at St Mary's, namely in the Lindo wing, where they could benefit from spacious hospital apartments and be given meals. Additionally, at first, the Prince of Wales at the time saw the birth through a completion, praising it as a very adult thing to do. Soon after William was born, Charles was asked if the child was like him, and he jokingly said, "Fortunately not." When the Queen visited Diana in the hospital, she exclaimed, "Thank goodness he doesn't have ears like his father." Number 2. Charles was the first heir to get a divorce. The royal family has always frowned at divorce. Charles became the first heir to the throne to get a divorce. Everyone close to the royal family knows that the Queen was not in support of the idea of divorce. However, she couldn't stop it from happening. According to history, about 1 billion people watched Charles and Diana get married, which was hailed as the wedding of the century. But what happened to be a fairy tale at first swiftly turned into a nightmare, and by 1992, the couple declared their wish to separate. It should be recalled that many people believed that the then Prince and Princess of Wales would work out their difficulties over time, and divorce was not initially seen as a viable option. The Queen, however, advised the pair to file for divorce following Diana's infamous BBC interview, in which she acknowledged that there were 3 people in her marriage. Diana settled in 1996, and as a result, the princess renounced her HRH title. Unfortunately, Diana lost her life in a tragic accident the following year after sustaining several injuries. Number 3. Charles took selfie with a fan. The royal family is reportedly forbidden from taking selfies with fans, so this royal protocol is a little less strict. The unstated norm persists for several reasons, according to Pure Wow. First off, analysts claim that the fashionable photo choice is less personal than a face-to-face interaction, and as a result, royals like forward-facing photos. In addition to taking picture necessities, 2 persons being near one another, raising safety issues for royal members. Unfortunately, Charles ignored the rules and took a selfie with a fan. If you want to be part of our family, quickly subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so we can keep spilling the royal tea. Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles travelled to Canada to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee. While there, they stopped in Yellowknife, a First Nation territory, and the surroundings. During the visit, Charles was photographed by 2 female fans who confused the monarch as they sought to do so. Charles grinned at the camera as soon as he realised what was happening. Number 4. When King Charles was just 14 years old, he got caught drinking underage at a Scottish restaurant. Drinking regulations have changed throughout time, but when Prince Charles, then 14, ordered a drink at the Crown Hotel pub in Stornoway, he was caught defying both royal decorum and the law. According to the Scottish Daily Express, Charles ordered a cherry brandy, while hanging out with other classmates while he was a student at Gordonstoun School. Not only was it his first drink ever, but he also had to pay for it despite being a prince. Despite being 4 years younger than the legal drinking age, he was served for just over 2 shillings. The tavern in question, which is still in business, issued a statement lamenting the loss of the country and remembering a rule-breaking teenage Charles in September 2022, after Queen Elizabeth II passed away. Owner of the Crown Hotel, Tom Strathmore, told the Scottish Daily Express, "We express our heartfelt sympathies to the entire royal family, and we would like to send our congratulations and best wishes to our new king, His Majesty King Charles III. Of course, if he ever came this way again, we'd be happy to serve him his preferred beverage, a cherry brandy, just like we did when he was 14 years old." Number 5. Charles signed an autograph, which is usually forbidden for a family affected by devastating flash floods in Cornwall in 2010. People frequently request the autographs of their favourite actors or prominent personalities, and royals are no different. Given their prominence in British culture, one would assume they would be handing out signatures like candy. But as reported by the Daily Mail, signing autographs for fans is strictly forbidden. It's a security issue, since signing something exposes you to the possibility of copying and potentially fraudulent action on the part of the general public. However, when visiting families whose homes had been harmed by a 2010 flood, the then Prince Charles didn't seem to care all that much about etiquette. When the prince asked if there was anything he could do to help, a mum in the crowd who had waited to meet the royal replied, asking if Charles could sign his signature for her young son, Tom. It would make his day. However, I'm not sure if you sign the signatures, she persuaded. An inquiry was reportedly met with the king's stunned expression, but he quickly turned to his bodyguard and instructed him to locate some scrap paper and a pen. He then wrote Charles 2010 and apologised for his shaky writing. Number 6. Charles broke royal protocol when he hugged an 11-year-old boy during a royal visit to Romania. According to Daily Mail, the Crown Princess Margherita of Romania and the British Culture Secretary were among the prominent people the then Prince of Wales met on his official visit to Romania. However, it was Charles's encounter with a little student that caused royal observers to choke up because of how much tenderness he displayed, especially for a royal. When Charles was on a walking tour of Bucharest, an 11-year-old boy called Valentin Blacker, the son of a local celebrity, approached the prince and was photographed, throwing his arms around him. Despite a breach of royal decorum, Charles chose to embrace the small child instead of backing away and was seen grinning as he did so. Later that day, the father of the youngster remarked of Charles, "He loves my son," and even little Valentin admitted that it wasn't the first time Charles had hugged him. Number 7. Charles broke one of the late Queen's rules about seafood. Eating and dining is one aspect of royal protocol that is highly regimented and almost always adhered to by the letter. The same rules that apply to the late Queen Elizabeth II apply to King Charles III. Guests cannot begin dining until he does, and they cannot continue eating after he has finished his meal. As reported by Hello magazine, the late Queen had several dietary restrictions, including a strict ban on shellfish and raw meat, as well as little or no garlic. Why? There was concern about possible food sickness, which may keep a monarch away from official duties for an extended period, including the concern for bad breath. When doing public duties, it is a pretty sane decision to refrain from eating shellfish, according to former royal butler Grant Harold. We don't want a member of the royal family to experience a serious food poisoning reaction, especially if they're travelling abroad. But in 2013, at the Whitstable Oyster Festival, Charles broke his mother's unwavering rules by eating oysters, a dish that both the Queen and Prince Philip detest. There is nothing better than forbidden fruit, as Charles was spotted gulping down one of the treats, and Charles appeared to be enjoying himself. So, what do you think about King Charles eating seafood against the Queen's rule. Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Click here to watch more videos, and thank you for watching.